Hi there, everyone. I wanted to drop you a video. It's been quite a long time since I've done so. This is J.M.I. Gallagher. I'm the author of 10 Bad Things and another book called The Tijuana Box and Other Tales. I'm a short story writer, mainly working on a few other books as well, but I think that as a writer, we owe it to one another to offer advice and especially experience so that other people won't fall into the pitfalls along the way as we make our books. I wanted to compare two things. This is the first book that I published using KDP, and I used a Microsoft Word document to produce this book, and then I uploaded that Word document into KDP. Now, if you watch any of the other videos I've got here, I found it to be a frustrating process. I had a couple of iterations as I went through these books, trying to get the margins right, get the gutter right, get the font just right, get the pages right. Boy, was that a mess. And in the end, I was very pleased. It was just a steep learning curve. And this is the first book. And I wanted to show you just a couple things before I show you my most recent book, because I changed the way I do things, and it has really improved life. So this is the original, and you'll see that I used a matte finish on it. Now, unfortunately, just due to the camera, maybe you can see some of it, maybe you can't. But one thing I noticed is that I thought the matte finish would give it a really nice kind of antique look or something like that. And in the end, what it has done is it has attracted dust and dirt in a way that other books simply do not, especially the glossy covered books. And so there's smudges and fingerprints and dust, and it just kind of ended up looking rough after having it a couple years. And most of the time it has just sat on a shelf. The inside of this book looks great. I've got nothing to complain about. I really appreciated that. But as far as books go, I had a rough time using Microsoft Word to get everything to look right. I had to fiddle with the images a lot. It just took a really long time. Now, let me fast forward to my most recent book. There is a program available from KDP called Kindle Create. And if I were you, I would stop using other word processing programs and use KDP's software, which is free, called Kindle Create. Now, that isn't to say that you can't type your document in a Word document and then dump the text in. You most certainly can. But the best part about Kindle Create is that it does all of the hard work for you. So if you have a digital manuscript in Word document form, you can dump it in there. But if you don't want to, you can just use the program itself as if it were a Word document program. You can type your whole text into there. The best part about it is that it allows you to choose themes. It automatically senses where your chapters are and tries to assign page numbers and chapter headings. It's really a useful tool. I give it a thumbs up. I want to show you the most recent book because I went with different product as far as the layout is concerned and the patina of the book. And I just wanted to show you the way the two different books look. So let's do that. This is my most recent book. It came in the mail today. It's called The Tijuana Box and Other Tales. The first thing you'll notice is that I went with a glossy cover, and boy, am I glad I did. I even went back into KDP and changed the cover for my 10 Bad Things to make sure that it's a glossy on all the prints from now on. I just really like the glossy cover. It resists dust. It resists fingerprints a lot better. You can wipe it off a lot easier. I just really like the way that this came out. I think it looks fabulous. I also went with a different trim. You'll see that this book was the 6x9. And it's about the same thickness, but to be honest with you, this one just feels like a nicer book to hold in my hand. This one felt a little wide to hold, but again, that's really more of a preference. But what I wanted to show you was the inside. Once again, when I said you use the Kindle Create program, it generates themes for you. So it generated the font and the size that it's supposed to fit. It also did my table of contents. There was no hemming and hawing with the Word document. And then my favorite part is the themes that you choose, they already figure out how to make it fit to the book. So I didn't have to worry about my gutter and the margins. Everything looks great. I really love the chapter titles. I love the way everything turned out in the end. They assigned those page numbers. I didn't have to wrestle with that. And so in the end, I had this really fantastic book that looks good, feels good in my hand, and I probably spent 50% less time in the process of getting this book together simply because I used Kindle Create. So once again, it is my author advice to you that if you are beating your head against the wall using Microsoft Word to insert headings and page numbers and they're not lining up right and you have to go back and tinker with the gutter, just use Kindle Create. It's a free program and it works wonderful. So this is my most recent book. I'm really pleased with the way that it turned out, and I'll be using Kindle Create to do all of my books in the future.